What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Fantastic Four's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at the fourth review of this mold, which is their Toon Deco Hoist. We looked at the Toon Deco Trailbreaker, we looked at the regular Trailbreaker, we looked at the regular Hoist, now we're looking at the Toon Deco Hoist, and that should do it for this mold. So I bought this. I bought this because I've given out all hope that the Fans Toys one is actually coming. So good news to those who are waiting for the Fans Toys one, because I've bought this, it 100% means that the Fans Toys one will ultimately come. That's just my luck. So originally I was going to do this in 5 minutes or less, but then I was like, nah, I'll just go through it one more time since it's the last time. I also wanted to kind of show off the shelf he's going in, which is my Hoist Goes to Hollywood shelf. So I figured it would give me the opportunity to do that as well, just go through it. So with that being said, he comes with a number of accessories, and that's where we'll start. So he comes with a couple of that thing from that episode, namely this bit, which was like the little model for the station that they were going to build with the Constructicons, I believe, and Grapple. It's fine. It's the deco's off. You know, it's like it's the same problem it had with the first release, but it is painted, which is weird. But the green is painted and the gold is painted, and then obviously all these little arms articulate. So the sculpt is right. I just don't feel like the color is. The one that came with the MP Grapple, I believe, is more accurate. And it looks better too, to be fair, but it's fine. He comes with 2 masks for the Hoist Goes to Hollywood with the, it's got a pearlescent white paint on it, and then the red eyes are painted, the black pupils are painted, the sculpts are nice, so no issues there. And the mask will just slide right over the face so that he can be in his costume for Hollywood. You get a G1 toy head with yellow eyes, and we have the silver and the green are both painted, and then you can see it just slides on the mushroom cap there, and it'll give you a swivel and a hinge up down. It's also compatible with the mask. He comes with this, and this time it is painted. The orange is painted, and it looks good. The pearlescent bit down here is not. The fingers on this for your claw machine are still spring-loaded, so they will grip onto something, you know, somewhat naturally. Let's see. Now I'm not going to be able to do it. Actually, it doesn't work quite right. You hear like coming out of sorts. So, not assembled the best. That's okay. It's not like I'm going to use it anyway, but it is kind of a bummer. And then this has the smallest of extensions here. The paint throws a tolerance off just a little bit, but you can extend it that much if you need to. I don't know what good that will do, but that's an option for you. It tabs in here at the back, but it's not the best, and it comes out and is a tight fit, and I've kind of damaged some of the paint around it too. So once again, I'm guessing that this is more so related to this being toleranced more so without the paint, and now that the paint is applied both on the orange here and here, that is throwing it off a bit. But you can get it, it's just I'm not sure. You better make sure it's worth it to you. And once again, he comes with this, and each one of these little armatures are on 25 separate ball joints. However, a lot of the tolerances aren't quite right on them. This one works better than this one. This one, I've connected it and reconnected it 100 times now. It's just probably one that's a little bit off, but as a result, it just always comes off. And then you have this, so that you can do something with that if you need to. It's fine. Once again, it attaches onto the back of the vehicle. However, because this isn't painted, the connection is much more secure and appropriately toleranced. I cannot wait to put that back in the box. You get 2 adapters. This is namely to use the tool that Ratchet comes with, the MP Ratchet, but you do get 2 of these. However, unfortunately, when you go to tuck the hand in, you'll see that there's no place to plug in your adapter to use the tool. So that's now useless, as is this. You also get these pieces, which will go on the mushroom cap at the hand, and then they split here so that you can actually have it transform. Most of us will only use one. However, you have 2 of those and then 1 hammer, and they're all painted with this pearlescent white, which is nice. With the hand slid off, you can take this weapon here and slide that on. And then if you want to transform it, you just open that up, you spin that around. But you had to spin it this way? I don't know. Yeah, this way. And then open that up so that it'll all sit inside of there. With the hand slid off, you can also slide this hammer on. Once again, because of the paint, now the tolerance is a little tight, but you can do it. Which brings us to vehicle mode. And it looks good. I like that it has that like old school masterpiece feel to it where the vehicle looked more realistic, you know, and then as a result, some of those proportions kind of translate through to bot mode. This has always been kind of my favorite of the available Trailbreakers, Hoists, etc. You can also do these little numbers here if you want little action features, creature features, which is fine. But I mean, everything is painted this go round. The orange is painted, the green is painted, the black and yellow with the white stripe are all painted. We have the chrome on the wheels. We have rubber tires. You have the lift gate, which does come down, right? Yep. And these bits do something. Oh, I'm breaking it. No, they just slide, pop on and off. But yeah, I mean, and then it has a little wheel down there at the bottom. Did I break it? I might have broke it. I guess they're supposed to slide? I don't know. I don't remember. But now I've definitely made that too loose. So I'm going to try to push that back and squeeze it. And there, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, we got the silver there on the side mirrors. Rolls like a champ. I don't think there's much else to say. There it is next to Tiger Tracks. So pretty much right on point. So let's get him transformed. Get access to the rear here where the tailgate is and just separate these green pieces. You probably shouldn't use quite as much force as I just used, but you know, subtle force is not my strong suit. And then we have to untab this as well. This orange piece is connected to this window there. Oh, you got to get these little mirrors out of the way too. So we'll go ahead and do that now. There you go. And then you can get this whole circus up and out of the way and flip these side pieces down. Step one, just compact this as best you can. We'll get back to it. Untab these portions from the body, like the truck, the bed of the pickup truck. And same on that side. And then also untab or make sure all of this is separated. It's this piece there at the side of the orange there that's really stuck in. So make sure that that is separated. And then clear the orange bits so that you can kind of break the truck in half. All right, let's fix the hip skirt. So you want to bring this up. It hinges obviously on double hinges here, but it also hinges there. And you want to slightly hinge it, but it's Transbots, so you also want to be careful. Slightly hinge it and get it to tab in. All right. And then you have this situation. So separate the legs. You can fold the foot down. Unlock the bottom portion of the leg from the top portion of the leg. And start to swing it down. As you do so, open up this panel and clear that armature. Now this piece here is on a slider. You can see the rails right there. Bring that up to the topmost point of the calf/shin, but then you want to rotate this flap down against the inside of the calf. And then back so that the orange tabs will tab in to the leg. And I just have to make sure that it's lined up right. And it's tight, God bless. I got it. Come on, girl. There it is. Good grief. Then you can close down your cover there, extend your knee pad, and wrap that around to the side there, and fold your foot down. So we'll go ahead and do that one more time. Bring this hip skirt up, bend at the upmost hinge and plug it into the side. You can fold your foot down. Once this piece is separated from this piece, you can also untab the front of the shin. It's interesting just how wonky the tolerances are here. Then you want to slide this rail all the way to the top, but then fold it back against the back of the calf while rotating this hook back towards the top so that these orange tabs will tab into the top of the calf, and then you can bring this piece around and plug it in. You can fold the foot down. I don't have that quite in there, but I'll clean it up. Extend the knee pad, bring that around, and you want that to sit down and peg into the back of the knee. Spin 180, then push the pelvis back against so that you free up this gap. Bring the arms down. They tab into the side of the wheels there. Free up this connection, which usually will come undone. Bring those out to the side. Then you want to swing down the front of the vehicle, but you also got to bring the head out and around. So just get that moving. That has to come up through your backpack. Your front of your bumper fits in there, and then rotate the head 180. All right, so this is when Transbots was going through their backpack phase pretty heavy. So I'm gonna try to rotate some of this stuff really just to allow you to see what's going on. Bring these pieces here, right? They separate, and this fills out the flank on both sides. These orange, oh God. These little pegs here, they flip out, as you can see, be mindful. And then bring your windows down, but leave them cracked. You know, like it's too hot outside. Same on this side. Windows down, but leave them cracked. All right. Now you're gonna fold up. Actually, we can bring this up here too. These pieces come up, and your little weapon there comes up. And let's see what else. Okay, I think that's it. So there's a lot going on here. We're gonna bring up these pieces. If you can see this armature here, because we want that angle up. As we do so, we're going to bring in our flanks. And the flank fillers have to sit between the window and the orange flap. And it's just a matter of getting it into the right spot. And bring her down. So there it is. I got that armature there, the orange armature tabbed into the white section. I have this bottom green piece. It's tabbed, it's like an orange lock. It's tabbed into that little slot where you maneuver the hips back and forth. And then same for the other side. And then if you look down here, these armatures aren't up quite right, I don't think, but close enough. And I had the windows split over top of the flank pieces, so the window is behind the flank piece and the orange part is in front of it. Not the most intuitive, but there it is. All right, arms. Bring these down. These pieces swing down. As you can see, they will stop. Push them towards the center. That will allow it to continue its journey to the bottom. So we'll do that on both sides. It'll stop there. Push, and that will allow you to continue its journey. Swing the hands out. And then swing these in. Is that it? feel like there's something else in here. There, slide that down. Then close that up. So same on this side. Swing the hands out. Slide the forearm down. And then swing this to the inside. And then rotate so that it sits a little bit more pretty. And then the last couple things just are basically cleanup things. These are on a double hinge, so you can move them to the back. You can kind of move these mirrors anywhere you want them. And I forgot to flip these heels up. And I think that's it. I'll clean it up. We'll take a look at it. All right, so let's talk about the figure. The head is on a dual hinge. So it's a hinge at the neck, and then it has an additional hinge, I think. Yes. No, maybe it doesn't. So just at the neck. Up and then down, and then you get the swivel. So that's fine, ultimately. Beautifully painted with the blue and the metallic gray as well. And then we have a waist swivel. The backpack does eat it up a bit, but it's kind of anatomically correct, you know? So, like, I mean, robots should be able to do more, I agree, but it's not the worst in the world either. And then you have ratcheted shoulders. The green paint looks great. I wish they would have done the chest, because seeing the innards is still a problem. The ratcheted shoulders, and I don't necessarily wish they would have painted it, just like a blue translucent would have even looked better. Get you out to 90 degrees, and you get the swivel around. It does bump up against itself quite a bit, but just be aware. Why do I feel like I just broke something in there? I guess just the way it swivels. Bicep swivel, once again a tight joint. Single jointed elbow gets you 90 degrees. Wrist swivel and hinge up down. And then the fingers are on a base pin knuckle, but you have tight rider fingers. And then the thumb is on a ball peg with a second, or a primary hinge rather, at the base joint. Same for the other side. The pearlescent white looks good. All of the paint on here looks good. However, my orange paint here is chipped, and it's kind of front and center, so that's a little bit unsightly. And then we have orange paint for the hips. Looks good enough. Much better than the original one. And then you can get these up and out of the way for tensioned universals for the full Van Damme and the full Monty. Thigh swivel. Single jointed knee that gets you 90 degrees. All of this looks painted. All of it looks good. Ankle tilt up, ankle tilt down, toe tilt, or toe tilt up, I guess, rather, and rocker. So all of that looks pretty good. The deco on this guy is pretty great, with the exception of the chest there. They did a good job overall. There's just some issues, but we'll talk about the final thoughts. And there it is from the back and from the side. So pretty clean. There he is on my Hoist Goes to Hollywood shelf. So, ironically, that finishes another shelf. There's still, I guess, room for one more guy, maybe some little guys. If something were to happen, that would be of interest. But, yeah, you know, looks pretty good. Fits in nicely. Kind of the whole is greater than the sum of its parts type of deal, but it's cool. Final thoughts wise, let's start with the negatives. First of all, the fact that the plug for the adapters aren't built in to the wrist pieces. I'm not sure why. Renders some of your accessories already useless. That's a bummer. I had typical X-Transbots issues. For instance, the orange flap that plugs into the backpack, a pin fell out. Now I can't find the pin, and now the orange flap is like staying in kind of with tension, but just X-Transbots gonna X-Transbots, you know what I mean? Also, they're typical over-engineering things in order to, like, there's no reason why Windows gotta flip around flips. Like, it's just like, it's too much. And then subjectively, I wish that the windshield at the chest were blue, or either painted blue or translucent blue. And of course I can do this myself, but I'm just saying what I wish was there in the first place. The other fact that we have to talk about is an objective one, and that is that because of the paint, not everything is toleranced properly, because I'm sure when it was initially designed, they weren't taking into account that one day they would paint it. Now it's painted, and now some joints don't move properly. This is problematic both for posing the figure as well as transforming the figure. There's also little things like that bother me, right? So this little hinge here that the hand is on, they did this to match the hand, and it looks fine with the hand. However, the hand would look fine if it was on this pearlescent color as well. However, now this weapon looks goofy with the green hand color split up between the colors. There's little things like that, little decisions like that that I always find to be really ridiculous. But yeah, just not crazy about it. However, a fair amount of the materials do feel good. That is to say, most of them. Every now and then the plastic gets a little thin in kind of typical fashion, but for the most part, it feels pretty good. On top of that, the best thing about this is the paint. The green paint looks great. The pearlescent paint looks great. The orange paint looks great. The metallic gunmetal paint looks great. The metallic blue on the eye paint looks great. The deco on this is gorgeous. Probably where it should have been in the first place, but be that as it may, still gorgeous. Looks fantastic. Nothing wrong with it. Also, there's a fair amount of hardware, and the hardware does work well. I wish there was some in the hips, but aside from that, no real complaints there. So look, is it a recommend from me? I guess it's good enough. It's going to be good enough for me, so I guess I got to say it's going to be good enough for you. I would go ahead and get it. I'm in scramble mode. I'm trying to make sure that I can account for as much as I can in case this whole thing implodes. This does seem like a character that Takara would do eventually. Of course, we have the Fans Toys tease. I don't have much faith in Takara as it is, and the more days go by, the less convinced I am that we'll see the Fans Toys. But if you hold out hope, I definitely respect it. As it is, this is good enough. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.